guys, welcome back to another video. I'll Sham from Massives. Big up, big up, big up, big up on yourself. Now guys, before I go any further, I just want to say a big thank you to my family. And by family I mean all those persons who have already subscribed to the channel. Big thank you to those persons who have been liking, commenting and sharing my video. And guys, I just want to send out a special thank you to those persons who you are on the lookout for a video every single week. If a certain day pass and you don't see no video upload, you send a text, you call, you send me an Instagram message to say, girl, what's up? The week soon done, I want to see no video, what is going on? Thank you so much for that, guys. I mean, it really motivates me to keep going. Now guys, I should be going on the road in a few minutes, but I decided that I wanted to just come and do like a chit chat with you before leaving. Now guys, if you're in the comment section and you have a good skincare routine going on for yourself, please may I ask you, tell me the products, tell me how you use the products, when you use the products, all of those things. Just put your girl onto your products. Now, you know already, I've said this before that I am a procrastinator. So I've been to the dermatologist before. For those persons who are going to say, you know, you need to go to the dermatologist, I've been to the dermatologist before and I did get some products, but I'm being very honest guys, it was a struggle keeping up with using the products, especially at the stipulated time that I was supposed to use them. I really struggled. Now I was supposed to go back to the dermatologist after using the products, but honestly I feel like, you know, the products have never really do anything for me, and so I haven't been back. I know say that's not a good thing, but I haven't been back. Now recently I've decided, listen, if me not care for my skin, over care for my skin. So I decided that, listen, I'm just going to get some products, I'm going to start using them, and then I'm gonna make a concerted effort to keep up with the routine, because my biggest issue is I will get the products but I don't keep up with the routine. Now I am going to show you the products that I've been using. I am not going to give a review or anything on the products because I've only been using them for 7 days, so you know I really don't know what's gonna happen, if they're gonna work out or whatever. But regardless, I will come back and give like a review. So I'm going to show you what I have been using. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you how me use it or whatever, but yeah, hopefully them work. So this is the first one, and this is the Panoxyl Acne Foaming Wash, and it's 10% benzoyl peroxide maximum strength. This is what it looks like. Yeah, so this is the Panoxyl. I've also been using this. It's the Clean and Clear Essentials Deep Cleaning Astringent. This is what it looks like. And finally, I've been using the Olay Active Hydrating Hydration Active Original Cream. This is what it looks like. Now guys, like I said, I'm not going to give a review on them. Not sure, you know, what is going to be the results, because like I said, I've only been using them for 7 days. So let's see. But you know, like I say, if you have products that you have been using and you think them work for you, please put your girl onto them. Now I get little breakouts every now and then. Not really no big bump. I don't think I have bad acne, to be honest. Just a few bumps every now and then some black spots. So the black spots are really what I want to get rid of, and every now and then we'll get like a 1 and 2 blackhead, but they're not big, they don't really leave no hole or anything like that. So yeah, that's it. All right guys, the second thing that I want to talk to you about. No, you can't be a Jamaican and you don't know about Bob Marley. Like, as a Jamaican, you know about Bob Marley from birth. You know, say him put Jamaica on the map with reggae music and all of that. Now guys, I know that you know recently a movie came out, the Bob Marley movie. I think it's titled One Love. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, in all honesty. I am going to be watching it either this weekend or one day next week. I'm going to be watching it, but I have been reading the book that Rita Marley wrote, and guys, trust me, more I'm putting it onto the tea. So this is the book. It's titled My Life with Bob Marley, No Woman, No Cry, Rita Marley with Etty Jones, and this is what it looks like. Now guys, before me even get into the book, I want to know, what is your perception of love? Like, when you get into a relationship, right? Especially one that is long term, when you get into whether it's a common law relationship or a marriage, like, what are the do's and the don'ts? What should you accept You know, what should you not accept? I know for each person it is different, because we all have what we are willing to take and what we are not willing to take. We all know what we are willing to give and what we are not willing to give. Now for me, I'm not telling a lie, I think say Rita Marley, I want strong piece of woman. Now, to be honest though, you know, we have this terminology in Jamaica where when you know them say a man take a fee that them call you a yamed, and I know that some persons have referred to Rita Marley as such, as a yamed, but to be honest, I don't really want to take it that far. I don't know, when you love just make you do some stupid things sometimes. No, I just want to share a few things from the book with you. So I'm going to read a few excerpts, and then more want to tell me like what you think. Like while I was reading this book, it was a roller coaster of emotions for me. And I don't know, I honestly think say she loved him so much that she was willing to, you know, sacrifice a lot for him. But the part about it that get me not really think him did have any respect for Rita any at all, because if you have respect for the person that you are with, some things you just not do. And even if you do some things, you just not make your partner know say you do some things. Alright, so listen to this. When we got to Hope Road, the first person we saw was Esther Anderson, leaning over the upstairs porch. I said, "Good morning, is Bob there? Can I see Bob?" I knew he was up there in the room with her. "What do you want?" she said. "Why you come here?" The girl is crazy, I thought, but I didn't want to get into it with her, especially in front of the children. So I just said again, "Is Bob there? Is Robbie there?" "He's sleeping," she said. "Then please wake him up for me, it's important." "Why don't you leave him alone?" she said. "Why won't you let the man sleep?" And then I lost my cool. "Who you think you're talking to?" I said louder than I meant it. "Why don't you stop breeding?" she shouted. "All you do is breed. Bob needs a career and you need to stop breeding and let him find a life." I couldn't believe it. I just stood there and said, "Whew." And then I thought, "Oh no, let's get out of here." But by then, all the noise had woken Bob up anyway, and he came down and said to me, "What's happening? Why are you down here trying to create a scene?" "Me?" I yelled. "Don't you talk to me like that. You have that oar up there." And I got really angry, because if she didn't respect me, she should at least have respected the fact that I had my children with me, and that's my husband she's sleeping with. So I really whopped it to her, and I cursed him too. And after he gave me the money I asked for, I got back in the truck and told the driver to drive. Now guys, let me get a background story. So for those of you who watched the movie already, probably all of these are highlighted in the movie, I don't know. I know though that usually when you have a book, the book gives much more details than what you get in the movie, because of course in one movie so they have to kind of cram it. Now guys, Rita has been with Bob Marley before him become Bob Marley, before nobody even know him. I mean, she endured a lot with him, sneak him in her house, her auntie catch him. She decided to go away with him, go stay in a studio back, even though her auntie a cuss her. I mean, she just been through so much with this man. But in the least him could have do, I show her some respect. And I think that was the thing for me that made me look at the entire situation in another context. I mean, yes, you cheat. Yes, you have all these different women, and probably at the music gets you, or maybe at the music started, I really don't know. But I mean, you have all these women and so on. The least you can do, you know, I tell them, say, "Listen, once you see my wife, stay the way you are or whatever." Me don't know, but show the woman some sort of respect even for your kids. I mean, the kids were there, the kids were seeing everything. I mean, at this point in time, they were young, so they probably never understand what go on. But me don't know, the disrespect when this show to Rita, me just never appreciate it. And me don't know, I'm a firm believer in, I don't think anybody should stay in a relationship because of kids. And I know that some persons will say, "Listen, if you don't have no kids, it's easy to say." But I don't think that you should sacrifice your happiness for the sake of your kids. Because the truth is, guys, when you sit down with one man where this certain disrespect, your kids are raised in that household. And them citizens, and I don't know if parents don't understand that these things will cause lifetime trauma to your child. Your child will in turn grow up and know what to expect in a relationship, or your child will just sit and settle for anything in a relationship because that is what they saw at home. I don't know, there's so many different perspectives to look at it from, but boy, I don't know. Alright, listen to this part, guys. Once he saw me with Taki and wanted to fight. He had just come back from one of his stores, and I guess his friends told him that Rita could be very close with Taki. He came by the house one morning and the kids told him that Taki and I had gone to the river for water. The government took its time about laying the pipes. When Bob showed up there, as usual, with a girl in the car, he left the girl and came down to the riverbank yelling, "Hey Taki, you seen my woman?" and blah 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 blah, and carried on like a wild man. But Taki said, "No Bob, we can't fight, we're brethren, and I'm here because she needs help. She needs someone and you must respect that." Taki went very hard on him, and Bob was sorry for the accusation and did admit it. Poor Bob. He could always see the truth and he knew nothing was going on between Taki and me. But I got very upset. I said to Bob, "After all you're doing, you're going to accuse me? What about the bitch you have in the car?" The next time he went off to London, just about 1973, it was quite obvious that he had started having women right in my face. At one point, I thought that there must have been something personal going on between him and Diane Jobson, but I guess she lived to overcome it when she became his lawyer. When I'd asked him though, it was always the same story. Everyone came for a purpose. This one's for this, don't get upset, and this one's for that. But it became too obvious. I felt that I was being taken for a ride, and it seemed like it was going to be a long ride. So I decided I wasn't going to play the game. I told him plain straight, "If you're going to be doing this, we will not have any sexual relationship. We will have a relationship because we're already a family, but as far as sexual involvement is concerned, no." We didn't have AIDS at the time, but there were other diseases and I refused to be exposed to that kind of a thing. No guys, I don't even know what to say at this point in time. Like, where is the breaking point? Everybody has what they're willing to accept and what they're not willing to accept. Should Rita have walked out at this point in time? Boy guys, at the end of the day, I'm just glad to say she gets something tangible out of it, because truth is there are so many women who sit in situations like these and they don't talk about it. And if we wish to speak the truth, almost every woman in the society go through the whole yam phase where you know you love and you're willing to do anything. But it really break my heart. Not only was he, disrespectful, but he was also selfish. I mean, here comes this point where she needed a man and this guy realized that she needed a man and he never wanted her to be happy. I'm going to say that he didn't want her to be happy because he want to know him have her for go back to her at any point in time. I mean, him turn up there with another girl in the car and then you go and create a scene with this man for say, "Oh no, he's not supposed to be with Rita." Guys, I don't know. I don't know, that book just it have me. Anyway, let us continue. I'm going to read our next part too now. So this part says, "For me, this was a learning time. Bob was still coming and going when he felt like, which was cool with me. I was learning to live not only by myself with the kids, but without a full-time man, and not so much physically as emotionally. I even realized that, I might even have to take up a divorce one day soon, considering how we were living. It felt so strange to me. Sometimes I found myself wondering, what kind of arrangement is this? I had to keep reminding myself that I had been told that part of the situation came with success, and that this success had provided our house and other advantages. The food we ate, for one very important thing. I never forgot to give thanks that we'd stopped being hungry. And then there were the rooms I was planning to add to the main structure and the garden. I had to be more patient. I decided better able to cope in order to maintain my mentality so that whatever else was happening wouldn't drive me crazy. I couldn't do it. I had to keep a cool head so that I could raise my family. They were my focus now. And on good days, thinking about Bob, I'd say to myself, "Oh, let all these women turn on him. I'm gonna just love my children, love myself, and see what comes out of it." And I think here she was just trying to, console herself and to tell herself, say, "Listen, may I endure all of this, all of what I do, may I endure it for the sake of my kids, because at the end of the day, I want to build a house for my kids, I want them have a future. I mean, we're no longer hungry, and if you watch the movie, you know, so them a come from hungry days. Like I said, Rita has been with Bob before him named Bob Marley. So them endure whole heap of hunger, whole heap of hardship when nothing not go on for music. Him a try, but no record not sell, nothing really not go on. She was there throughout it all. And I mean, I guess she's saying to herself, listen, at the end of the day, I can't think about myself. So even though I might want to get up and walk away, I have to think about the fact that I have these kids, I want to build a future for them, I want them to have a house, I want them to have certain things. And so she just sit down in it and endure it. I mean, was she right for doing that? Those of us on the outside can say, listen, she shouldn't date, but who knows what was really going through her mind at the time. And then back then, it was really like, no, she was a Rasta, and if she got divorced and she a part of the Rasta faith, I guess she had to think about how them are going to look on her, where people are going to say all of these things. So she had to factor so many things into consideration. Why? It did bad. Alright, so here goes another part. There was a period soon after I moved to Bull Bay when Bob stayed away for almost 2 full months and we didn't know where he was. I heard he was in England. I heard he was in Negril. During that time, Esther Anderson was touring with the Wailers, but that may have been the end of their relationship. A couple years ago, she came to Jamaica to say she and Bob had built a house in Negril with her money, she said. I don't know if she thought I was going to claim it now, but I not want nothing to do with it. But back then, she was with Bob for a while and we couldn't find him until one day he turned up at the house in Bull Bay. I was surprised and definitely unprepared when I heard his car coming up the road. I went out to the yard and there he was. I couldn't even think of anything to say. I just said, "Where were you?" And he said, "I don't know." Like, oh, you just say you don't know. This is your wife. You picnic them for one. You don't live at the yard. They practically don't live at the yard. You live at your next house uptown. So you don't live with your wife and your kids. Even though you don't live with them. I mean, you picnic them and your wife. You have to keep communicating for no while. Go and disappear for 2 full months. And then when you come back, this is all you say. You don't know where you did there. Like, guys, I don't know. While I read, I get upset. I get angry. So much feelings come to me. Like, I don't know, like, if you don't read the book, guys, I really think you need to read the book. The book is so deep, it is so detailed. I don't know, maybe I'm going to come back and do a part 2 with this because, like I said, I am going on the road, but I want to read one more part before I go. One more part. So this said, then I found out that in Jamaica there was more trouble. Bob was still living with Auntie and the 2 girls, yet there had been nights he didn't come home, although that was home where they washed his clothes and he came for dinner when he wanted to since I wasn't there. Auntie was even more miserable than she'd been before. I left because her expectations weren't being in any way fulfilled. It seemed to her that Bob was getting less ambitious because he took side with the boys and didn't have a job. So at this point in time, Rita was overseas working, pregnant overseas while working, and here is Bob in Jamaica. He's supposed to be living at the yard with Auntie and the 2 children with them have one adopted and one of them biological child. So he should be living at the house with Auntie because by this time he did move in with Rita and her auntie, you know, and the kids. And I mean, you for there the yard, you know, there the yard, Rita there foreigner work, I try to, you know, make ends meet, and this is what you were doing, guys. I don't know. So much to unpack with this book. I think I will have to come back again to discuss this book, but guys, like I said, if you don't read a book here, please buy it, read it. I think it's a good investment. We know Bob Marley as, you know, yes, this big musician that put Jamaica on the map. We know of him being with Rita Marley, and not to talk about the Sydney Breakspear part. I'm not even gonna get into that part of it, but yeah, we know of him being Bob. We know of him being, you know, having multiple children all over the world and so on. But I think this was very refreshing to get Rita's view on their life together and so on. A lot to unpack, guys, so I guess I'm going to have to come back with a part 2. But if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and of course comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in another video. Bye.